Yo, what's up, Bookers, man? Just jumping on real quick to kind of discuss the books that I've written. Also, want to give away a little bit of cash and some books. So, just want to jump on real quick. Not going to be here long, 30 minutes tops. Then I think I'm going to get off. But I just want to talk about the books I've written. I was told that I need to promote my books, and so I'm doing that. So I want to go ahead and get it out there to people, let them know about the books that I've written, discuss them a little bit, give you a little insight, and then also give away a little bit of cash and also some books. So what's up, Mark? What's going on, man? So just gonna wait for a few more people to come in real quick before I get started, because I don't want to repeat myself tonight. I just want to kind of go in and be done with it. So just gonna give a few more seconds for people to come in. If you could share the video, you know what I'm saying? Again, I don't like to promote myself for some reason. I promote others, but sometimes I kind of get a little shy, a little bashful. So pray for me. You may think I'm very outspoken, but there's times I'm a little shy. So, you know what I'm saying? Just want to have a conversation about the books again that I've written. See if anybody wants some good lunch money or something. You know what I'm saying? And also a chance to get a copy of the book that I've written. And Marcus, thank you for sharing, man. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna ask a few trivial questions. So you got to be on it. You know what I'm saying? Just some personal things that you probably know about me just by being a friend of mine on Facebook, and that's a way to get cash. And if you got Cash App, I'll make sure you get it. You just have to inbox me your Cash App information, and I'll definitely get it to you. But anyway, just want to talk about the two books I've written. One of the books I've written is called, I don't even know if you can see it because I'm doing this what is it, this backdrop thing, but let me see if I can get it in view. Okay, yeah. A book called Beaten But Not Destroyed. Broken But Not Destroyed, that's the name of the book. I wish I could get it more on on film, but I can't, so forgive me for that. But come on, see if we can get it in focus. Let's see. This thing is crazy. Anyway, let me keep moving. Then I wrote another book called Overcoming Rejections and Offense. So these two books that I've written, the first book I wrote is about my life. I talked about molestation. I talked about me living in a homosexual lifestyle, and the trauma that came with that, and the stigma of just things I went through in my life. Some things I was very transparent with, and it upset a lot of people. And I just want to say it this way, keeping secrets, man, I'm telling you, it could destroy a generation and the generations to come. And we have to be very careful and mindful that we tell our generations the truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are walking around here upset, retaliating over things that happened even before we came to this earth. And so we got to understand there's generational curses that are passed down. There's familiar spirits that are attached to our families. And some of us, we don't understand why we do the same thing over and over again. Like, why did mom have a kid out of wedlock? Then that child she birthed had a kid out of wedlock. And then that kid had a child out of wedlock. You got to ask yourself the questions, why is this generational? Like, when I look at it in my family, you know what I'm saying? Molestation was something that was very, very prominent. You know what I'm saying? My mom went through molestation. I had siblings that went through molestation and rape, and then I went through it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I went through it, I'm like, okay, it stops with me. And that's why I'm so vocal about what I went through. That's why I wrote it in the book. And the first book I wrote, I'm being honest with y'all, it kind of made me really grow and look inside myself and realize I was better and I was upset. And so that's where the Lord really took me into the second book. overcoming offense and rejection. And many of us deal with that, but we won't be honest. We won't, tell people the truth, that, hey, I've been offended, or we won't tell them the truth that I feel rejected, because we always want to play it safe. You know what I'm saying? We want to have the strong face. I'm good. When people be like, are you bothered? No, I'm not bothered. I'm good. Da 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 da. But we see in this generation right now, there's a lot of people walking around offended and feeling rejected from things that happened in their past. And in the book, I talk about, how you can feel, rejected from your father not being there, or your mother not being there, or your sisters not liking you, or people in your school not liking you, or things in the church, people just offended. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you this: offended people are dangerous. When I wrote the first book, Broken But Not Destroyed 2.0, if you go to Amazon, you can find it there. I will put some things in the description, so you can kind of find it. But when I wrote the first book, I'm being honest with y'all, I wanted to tell names. I really wanted to call names because I was really in a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Even when I wrote that book, even though I thought I was coming from a good place, I didn't realize until I reread everything that I was really bitter. I was really upset. I was really mad at the world. And so I wanted to make the book salacious in the beginning. So I wanted to drop names because everybody that lived in the Union County and the Mecklenburg, county area, they know certain people. So I knew if I dropped those names, the books probably would be, I probably wouldn't have any because everybody wanted to know who I was talking about, or it had been the talk on Facebook. But I never went that far, but I wanted to. Let's be real. I really wanted to drop names. I mean, and these are people that are married right now. There are people that are in relationships with females right now. Some of the guys I was with in the past, and I'm not out here to try to throw them under the bus either. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I've healed from that. And I realized that when I wrote the second book that I had healed. Not going to keep on going on and on about that. I'm going to throw some little trivia questions in here real quick because I want to kind of mix it up a little bit. I want to kind of talk about the book and then, go to a question, say it's about a little cash, then go back into the book. And if you have any questions for me, what I'm saying, please, please, please ask, because I think that if we don't talk about it, then we can't change it. You know what I'm saying? We talk about all these people, especially in the church, about people being gay. And we talk about, how God is so displeased with it. But God is displeased with husbands cheating on wives. And God is displeased with wives cheating on husbands. God is displeased with parents ignoring their children and not listening to them. So there's a lot of things that displease God. But when it comes to the whole thing of the homosexuality thing, I can speak about it because I lived it. And the reason why I'm not ashamed to talk about it is because I'm free from it. You know what I'm saying? And when you're free from something, you have a liberty to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? When you're still in bondage, it's kind of hard to talk about it, and so I'm not out here to bash anyone. I'm not here to put anyone down. I'm just saying, look, there's people that want help, but they just don't have nobody to go to. So, I'm not saying I'm the end all to be all, the end all. I'm just saying that if you need to talk to me, I'm here. I have people that helped me through just last week. My good friend, brother Damien, he helped me through because last week I was struggling. I was struggling even with my sexuality, and I'm just being honest. I mean, I didn't rehearse none of this, ain't nothing scripted. This is just me talking from my heart. So, he helped me through some things last week. He helped me not go too far. You know what I'm saying? And so even writing the book, Broken But Not Destroyed, yes, I was broken. And I was about to be destroyed because I was holding on to offense and people rejected me. I felt like when I wrote the book that everybody was just, especially my family would just grasp, and just, tell everybody, Mackenzie is an author and he's put the book out. And, but what I found out was a lot of pushback. You know what I'm saying? Some people can believe that I would expose things that we should have kept hid. But I'm telling you, honestly, the reason why this is perpetual is because we don't talk about it. I mean, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be vulnerable with people that has hurt you. It's hard to be vulnerable with people that don't trust you. And so in the books, I mean, I began to really just lay myself out naked. And people that have read the book, I mean, I definitely would like for you to get reviews on it. And Marcus, he got a new book out too. Just want to plug him real quick. Marcus Clyburn got a new book out called Can't Spell Good Without God. You can find that on Amazon. Marcus Clyburn, Check that book out. It's a great read. He wrote another book. The first book he wrote is that worship is not a song. Check it out, man. I'm telling you, we as black people, especially because we, right now, in this temperature that we're in right now, we have this black versus white. And I'm gonna tell you something, honestly, I'm offended by a lot of stuff that I see. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way I respond to that offense. Now, normally I would be ready to fight, cuss, spit, shoot, whatever the case may be. But because I'm mature now, some things I may not necessarily agree with, I've learned how to, pick and choose my battles, so to speak. So again, I'm not gonna be preachy tonight. Exactly, Marcus, man, and that's why I talk about it. The more, like Marcus said, the more we talk about things, the devil have little to work with. And the thing is, we keep these things secret, like it's going to help us. We keep these things quiet. You sitting up here, people are committing suicide. People are sitting here on drugs. People are sitting here being promiscuous because they don't know how to explain the pain that they're going through. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are numbing the pain with alcohol. We seeing drugs, go to another level, you know what I'm saying, of overdose, and we just seeing the community now just being destroyed. And the thing is, because people won't talk. People will not talk. We looking at the George Floyd case that is going on, and I said sometime, and I just get inside of my head, and I say, you know what? Why did nobody notice that this dude was broken when he was doing all the other things that he was doing to break other people? I've had encounters with the police. I mean, many times I went to jail. Trust me. I forgot my name. I used to use everybody else's credit card numbers and other people's names. But the thing was, nobody ever took time to they looked at the symptom. They never dealt with the root of the problem. They just seen the reaction. They just seen the actions that I was making. Nobody ever said, well, why is he this way? You know what I'm saying? Everybody just, you shouldn't be this way. They never asked why. And I think we do a disservice to people when we never ask questions. And these times now, we have people even in the church, don't ask no questions, don't question God. But one thing about our Heavenly Father, man, we can question him. We can ask him questions because he says that, if we lack wisdom, those that we are lacking wisdom, he said, let us ask of God and he will give it to us freely. So again, I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm just trying to be honest, and I'm just trying to be real because I'm just so sick of seeing especially my people, man. I like I said, I'm not finna walk around here with hate. I'm not finna do it. No matter what I see, I'm not finna hate nobody because I can't say I love God and hate anybody. I can hate things, but I don't hate nobody. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just tired of seeing brothers, because I just seen a video the other day where a dude, what's up to you? How you doing? I just saw a video the other day where this black guy had been arrested like 40 times, and he got mad at this woman on the road here in Charlotte. He got mad at her, and when she got in the car, he cold cocked her like she was a dude. Now you got to ask yourself the question: where did he learn that from? You know what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, I don't care if you was gay, if you was a boy, you didn't put your hands on a girl. I don't care how much you thought she was a girl. You didn't put your hands on no girl. That just didn't happen. Now, back in the day, girls could hit us, but, we just had to take it because we was a man, we was a boy. So we were supposed to be able to take a licking and keep on ticking. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm seeing now, we're seeing the effeminization of men. And I'm telling you something, being honest, being effeminate does not necessarily mean that you walking around with your wrist broke. It doesn't mean that you walking around with a lisp. It does not mean that you're walking around, doing 3 snaps in a circle. It doesn't mean that, but it's the way we respond to things. And I learned that, in my past, even in the last year, you know what I'm saying? And Tia, maybe you can help me out because you have had some interactions with me in the last year to help me see if I have grown, because I don't want to deceive myself. But I know before, when her and I would disagree, I would be so emotional. And I took her place. So we will argue, and she argued with me, and I'm arguing with her. She argued with me, and I'm arguing with her. And I had to realize that this came from what I learned. It was learned behavior. And because I didn't have masculinity exhibited in my life, the only thing I could draw from was what I saw my mom and my sisters them do. So what I did was I began to argue and fuss, and I felt like I always had to be right. But as a man, I'm learning now, hey, you ain't got to always be right. And me being masculine does not mean I'm going out here beating down every woman. It doesn't mean that I'm going out here with my pants on my butt. It does not mean that I'm running around here, playing all these hardcore sports. That's not me. Thank you, Tia. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not all that. But what I'm saying is you got people that are married with women and men, they're married with women, and because daddy wasn't there, they have a problem with authority. So I'm tying these books in together because I'm talking about the books. I'm telling you, you got to read them and you'll see that I'm bringing it together. You know what I'm saying? And Tia, God knows we both have grown. I can admit that. I now can have a healthy disagreement with you, and it's not well, we read to, come to somebody's house, and show out. The Pisces in us, we can be emotional anyway, but I digress. And Marcus, hush your mouth, bruh. I do have to shout you out, man. I mean, because at the end of the day, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want us to start promoting good things. I mean, we could promote all the negative things. I'm quite sure that if you was on here and you and your wife was having problems, people would promote that quicker than you and your wife having a healthy marriage. I just don't understand that. I don't. Why does negativity gets more attention? We don't ever see people doing really positive things getting the attention that it should. Now, if I was on here on Facebook right now, talking junk about the church, maybe saying things about, Tia and I, when we went through certain things, and I thank God we did go through because they helped us both grow. It was iron sharpening iron. But if I was out here talking junk about my family, you know what I'm saying? We would have so many people looking, man, they would be like, oh man, because we like drama. We like drama. So let me pause right here real quick. I'm gonna throw a question out there, and like I said, I'm not gonna lie and say if you got it wrong, and I'm not gonna play it. If it's truthful, it's truthful. But let me ask you a question about myself, because some of you that are on him have read the books. In the new book I wrote, Overcoming Rejection and Offense, did I write a chapter on overcoming pride? Did I write a chapter on overcoming lust? Did I write a chapter on overcoming promiscuity? Did I write a chapter on hate? Did I write a chapter on love? Which of the five that I just named, because four of them I didn't write a chapter on, one that I did. So which one did I write on? And the first one answered. I want you to send me a cash app so I can go ahead and sing you some loot real quick. So again, I'm gonna throw it out there again. The new book I just wrote, I wrote a chapter on overcoming pride. Or did I? Let me phrase that question right. Did I write a chapter on overcoming pride, overcoming lust, overcoming being promiscuous, overcoming hate, or did I write a book on overcoming love? You know what? I do apologize that it's breaking up to you. I don't know what's going on. This internet thing, it goes up and down. So do I need to type it into the chat? Let me do that right quick. I don't even forgot what the question. I'm going to re-ask the question because I don't forgot. Thank you, Marcus. You're right. So watch it. I got your cash app, so I'm going to be sending you a cash app. Let's move on. You got that right. So yeah, I did write a chapter on overcoming pride, and the reason why I wrote that part of overcoming pride and how it links to being offended and rejected. You'll find yourself in a place where you're always trying to overachieve because you've been offended, because somebody didn't like the way you moved, or somebody didn't like the way you did certain things. You got to be you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you be you, you ain't got to try to be a duplicate to somebody else. And so at the end of Marcus, I can't with you, man. I can't with you. I can't with you. But yeah. But the thing is, I'm just saying how it's linked. I know that as growing up as a young black boy, the youngest of six children, the one that was different, the one that was molested at a young age and then end up being very feminine, being overweight, all that, I always felt that I had to overachieve. I had to do something bigger and grander so people couldn't see what flaws I had. So I found myself in the church, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to sing on the choir. I wanted to direct the choir. Even as of the last 3 years, I was wanting to get into ministry because I wanted people to see my growth. And when I would fail, I wouldn't want nobody to see it. But right now, I'm okay if I make a mistake. I'm okay to own that. It makes me accountable. And Juanetta, you already know. You already know. I love you from my heart. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people again that's dealing with pride. Nobody wants to say I'm weak. How in the world can anybody help you if you don't admit that you need help? How? How? What I don't understand is if you're drowning, wouldn't it make sense for you to cry out help so somebody can save you? But right now we got so many people drowning, but call themselves lifeguards. We got so many lifeguards standing around. And when they jump in, we found out they can't swim either because they haven't dealt with the weight that is in their life. They're carrying around baggage. You see people getting married. That's why I made a video saying why I don't want to get married right now, because I'm still dealing with stuff. Okay, facts how? Tia asked the question because okay, I think I got it now. You got to understand this is in real time. Forgive me. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we we have to deal with pride. We have to deal with pride. I mean, because the Bible says pride comes before destruction. So many people are being destroyed because of pride. You see marriages being destroyed because of pride. You seeing people's egos being shattered because of pride. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to own up to it and say, it's me. Everybody want to place the blame. And that's another thing that offended and rejected people will do. They're always to blame. They will never take accountability. They will never say, it's my fault. I own it. And that's one thing I had to learn how to do. You know, and that showed maturity because a kid would never tell the truth in most cases. You ask a kid, did they eat the cookie? No, I didn't eat the cookie. If you did you waste a drink? No, I didn't waste a drink. You know what I'm saying? But as mature men and women, we take accountability. And we have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And we got to let go of pride because a lot of us are single. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. Some of us are single or having a complicated relationship because of pride. And I refuse to be with any woman that I can't be vulnerable with. If I can't let my hair down, so to speak, with the woman I'm with, then I don't need to be with her. But you got so many men running around here full of pride. They care more about their Jordans and their 26 inch rims. They care more about their Facebook notoriety than them being happy and whole. Look, at the end of the day, if nobody celebrates me when I get married, and nobody comes to the baby shower, if nobody look, I got to be content. Me and my wife got to be content with that. We ain't doing everything for the gram. We ain't doing everything for the book. And so the reason why I'm talking about this because I'm seeing all this unhealthy stuff because I had to look within myself and realize that I'm a product of this. And either I'm helping the situation or I'm contributing to it. And I realized as a black man, I was contributing to it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the dudes that I was with back in the day, let's be real. It was me pushed. It was me being pushed from being offended and rejected from my dad. So I had daddy issues. I really had daddy issues. So because I couldn't get daddy back, because daddy died when I was 7. So my goal was, and then once the other man in my life came in my life that should have been an example to me wasn't, then I really was on the warpath then. Just fortifying my offense and my rejection. Like, nobody loves me. You know what I'm saying? So I would do anything to get recognized. I'll do anything to be shown love. And it really has stunted my growth. It caused me to be behind, because right now at 41 years old, I should be a lot further than where I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got college degrees. Yes, I have all that stuff. But guess what? It don't matter, because after I got over the moment of people saying congratulations, guess what? I had to go back to real life and deal with real me. I had to deal with me. And I think that some of us are scared to deal with us, because we have lied to ourselves so long, and we do the filters on Facebook, and we get up in the morning and we put on our lashes, women, and you put on your wig and your makeup, and you do all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you don't see the person you really are. Man, I'm telling you that, when I tell you I hated the church, man, just a year ago, man, because I had lots and they had so much to say, man. These people get on my nerve, man. Why they talking about me? And I grew the locks out. I grew the locks actually out of rebellion, man. Because I'm letting these people know, you not gonna tell me what to do. I'm grown, but was I? I'm just saying. So again, if you don't have the copies of the book, and Marcus, I'm still gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. If you don't have the copies of the books, Broken but Not Destroyed, I'm telling you, 2.0. Listen, I'm not saying it because I wrote it, but I'm saying it because I wrote it. There are so many kids right now. We see it in this climate right now. They're trying to push, this transgender thing on babies. And I'm gonna say I have a very big problem with that, because I don't feel like no kid should have to. That's not a decision I don't think a kid can make. Heck, some of us are grown and we can't even make a decision on good decisions on who we sleep with. So you want to put that on the kids. So in this book, I talk about from my childhood to my adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Of the trauma that I went through. And like I said, it's not a pity party, because I'm telling you, I don't know too many men that would do this. You know what I'm saying? To say, yeah, I was molested by another man, and it's caused a challenge in how I respond to women. Now, because see, I can't always keep a woman on friendship level. I can't always keep her in the friend zone, because see, that's what I always done. It was safe. So now I'm being challenged to do something different, and I'm being honest, it scared me. And I even wrote in the book how even with Tia, I don't think she mind me talking about it. But I wrote in the book, just to give you a little synopsis, I talked about how I sabotage me and her growing any further. I would do little certain stuff. I would pull back. You know what I'm saying? I was doing certain things because I felt inadequate. And so the Lord had me to really go in deep prayer and say, why do you feel inadequate? I felt inadequate from my childhood. I'm thinking that I was good. Man, I'm good. I'm good. I wasn't good, because I remember everything that they said. They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I would never amount to anything. They said. But I had to start looking at what he said. He said that, son, I don't care if you think big, fat, black, whatever, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's why I don't try to put on no airs to nobody no more. That's why I'm not in debt right now, because I'm not trying to prove nothing to no niggeros at all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, most of the times, most of the people that cheer you on in public, they haters in private. And my thing is this, is that if you can love me in private, I care more about what you say when I'm not around. That's where I'm at now. I don't care what you say in my face. I care about what you say when I'm not around. That's what shows me who you really are. So this book, Overcoming Rejections and Offense, I'm telling you, this book, I've really put some personal stories in there. I put scriptures in there. I put a lot of things in there, because I think that people don't realize that they are offended. They don't realize that they feel rejected. When you speak to anybody and they don't accept you or acknowledge it, at least acknowledge it, you feel some type of way. What we're seeing right now as a nation is a bunch of offended people. What we see as a nation, even the world right now, is people that feel rejected. And I'm telling you, rejected and offended people are very dangerous. Because honestly, I'm telling you, I want to assassinate some people's character when I was hurting. Even on a mad day with Tia, I wanted to put things out there and just to make her look bad. You know what I'm saying? But as I matured, I'm realizing, hey, that don't hurt nobody but me. Because when everything gets better, then people looking at me saying, dude, I thought you said. And now you got to say either I was lying then or I'm lying now. You know what I'm saying? So next question, because I want to throw some more out here for, because I really want to, be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because the books is not really about the money. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but at the same time, as it do take money to, get the books. But at the same time, it's more for me being concerned about people healing. I want to see people heal, not only heal but whole. You know what? And look, Keisha, I'm gonna tell you something, baby. Listen, I pray for you, and I'm not saying that to be in a to put you on the spot. I really pray for you because I know your heart. You have a good heart, and I think that a lot of times people can't see that. We'll have a conversation off the book about that, and I'll just kind of give you my observation because I do love you, my sister. So that's why. But anyway, next question. Um, Let me see. Let me see what people may know. Let me see. I don't even know. Somebody throw something out there for me because I don't even have no questions. I mean, because I don't even know. Um, I don't even know what to ask. You know what? I mean, I might just randomly go through and see who's on live because I don't know what to ask. I may go through randomly and see who's on live and just send it out because I did say it would be random. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I mean, again, I'm not here to be preachy. I'm here because I want to see people free. I want to see people whole. And again, right now, what we're seeing is a bunch of broken people running around here, entering into marriage. They're becoming parents. They're doing all these things, and they're not ready. You know what I'm saying? You got kids growing up without their father because mama still got an issue with daddy walking out on them, or vice versa. And then the child grow up hating his mother or father, or her mother or father, and then they look at it skews the vision of how we see people. And that's why mamas and daddies, if you got a problem with your baby mama or your baby daddy, it's best for y'all to try to come to some place of reconciliation and have a conversation because y'all doing a disservice to these kids. Good question, Marcus. What inspires me to write? What inspired me to write the second book? What inspired me to write the second book was when I realized I was angry. What motivated me to write the second book is when I realized that I was bitter. You know what I'm saying? Just not happy. I felt incomplete. And so when I began to sit down and write, you know what I'm saying, and God would say, you can overcome this because you're more than an overcomer. You know what I'm saying? When I began to really think about it, you know what I'm saying, I realized I was my own worst enemy. I was keeping myself there because I kept reliving the thoughts of what happened. I kept telling myself, well, maybe if I would have, you know, told people sooner that I was molested, maybe that would have stopped me from going into homosexuality. And maybe that would have stopped me from, maybe I would be married right now and maybe I would have kids right now. It's a bunch of questions that came to my mind. But when I began to write, God was showing me that you had to go through all this stuff you had to go through. And it didn't make sense then, but it makes sense now. Because if we look at the climate right now, we see what's going on. We see what's going on. So it made sense for me to be able to talk from a place of experience, not from what I heard. When people can talk about, when a woman can look at another woman and talk about how it is to give birth to a child, it's a different response when that woman that is giving birth talk to a woman that's about to give birth versus the woman that's never given birth before. Like, it's hard for me to talk about being a married man when I've never been one. Yeah, I could give advice on it of, what I understand just from just being a man, but at the same time, I really can't give insight on that because again, I can only speak from experience. So that's why I tell people when it comes to this molestation thing, I'm telling you, and I'm not no, I'm not lying. Most of the people that you see acting out these days, most, I didn't say all, most of them have childhood trauma they never talked about. And parents and family and friends, we got to make it safe for them to feel like, hey, you can come and talk to me. We got to make it to that point to where when you come and talk to me, I'm not gonna break your confidence. I'm not gonna go out here and tell people everything you told me. I mean, just as well as we kept the secrets in the family that what Grandpa did to the niece or whatever the case may be, the incest that was going on in the family. As much as we keep that under the rug, we can't keep secrets that when somebody come and tell you they're vulnerable, being vulnerable, and opening heart to you, you can't keep that. Act like it's the same way. Act like it when it was when Pastor slept with half of the choir members in the church and knocked up a few, and everybody kept it quiet. They swept it under the rug. Keep it like that. So Tia, you're right. It was all necessary. I didn't understand it, but I understand it now. And I understand now what I thought that was once enjoyable brought me the most pain. When I was out here getting drunk, laying in the bed with people that I really didn't even know. There's some people right now that I was with, I can't even tell you their name. I don't know. Because I was moving out of pain. I wasn't moving from a place of being healthy. So now being healthy, I want to know your name. I want to know your favorite color. I want to know, I want to know some of your childhood stuff. I want to know those things now. Back then, it was about me getting self gratification. I didn't care about that. Anything to stop this pain from hurting. And then the thing was, once as grown people, once you get to that climax, once that's over, everything rushes right back in. So what I found myself is I had to keep doing it, and I became somewhat a sex addict. I don't even know why I'm going here, but hey, here we go. I became a sex addict. I became addicted to porn. All these things I became addicted to because it was making me feel better. It was making me feel better. Do I want to feel better or do I just want to be better? Because one thing I know about feelings, they can change from moment to moment. Like earlier, I felt like getting on here. Then moments later, I really don't want to do it. What I'm saying is don't be moved by your emotions. Emotional people, again, like I said, and offended people and rejected people are dangerous. Emotional people don't make sound decisions. When you're in pain, you want anything, you'll do anything, almost anything to stop the pain. That's why people are addicted to drugs because they say, man, I just want the pain to stop. I thought just taking the one opioid would make the pain stop, but I kept on taking them because it made me feel better. But see, we got to get better on the inside. We got to be careful and cool with just being us. I'm not Marcus. I'm not Jermaine, my brother. I'm Mackenzie. I'm me. And I had to find my lane and not swerve because when you get in your lane and stay in your lane and don't swerve, you don't have to worry about no accidents. And then most of us having accidents have no kind of insurance. So when I say insurance, no kind of accountability. We have nothing to go and draw back on to get us back in line. Nothing. We don't believe in God. We believe in the universe. We don't believe in order. So when we out of order, nothing can get fixed. So again, like I said before, because I don't know who to randomly, I don't know what to ask questions because I, I'm really just talking and just kind of like letting people know what the book is about. And I wrote about a lot of other stuff, you know what I'm saying, in the books. I mean, like I said, and some people figured out some people in the book. The first book I wrote, they figured out some people, and they was like, "Well, you talking about this person?" I'm like, didn't mean for that to happen, but so be it. It's my story to tell, and I just wish that a lot of more of my people, especially in the church, would be more honest because I think we're doing a disservice to the people of God, especially to the young babes in Christ that are coming up, when we're not being honest. I think that when we have these kids coming up in church thinking that, Jesus is make everything all right, which he does. But the thing is, you got to acknowledge it first. And I don't think a lot of us want to acknowledge it. I just think that it's best for us, most of us, we just feel like, well, if we don't talk about it, then it'll go away. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And like I said, I've had plenty of people come to me and talk to me about them being molested and going through things, and some of them telling me the reason why their marriages didn't work was because they couldn't be honest with the person they married. So you telling me you can honestly get up before 100 people, a preacher, and God, and say, "I promise to do X, Y, and Z," but you can't be honest with that person? That's why I'm glad that, like I said, I don't know what the future holds for me and Tia. I really don't. But I'm glad that at least if it's going that direction, at least I know she know, and I know her response already. It's not something I'm sitting up here like, man, I got to keep that a secret because if she find out about this, man. I mean, when we went out for my birthday, me and her had a conversation. We just thought that we just shot the breeze. I mean, and we talked about things and we found out things. We've been knowing each other about 10 years now. We found out things just last month that we didn't never discuss in 10 years. So that's what I'm saying. You got to get to know people, but it's got to get to a point to where you can honestly tell people, I'm afraid. And when you tell people you're afraid, it's not to say that you're a wimp. It's just saying, I'm afraid. And if you're really my friend or my family member, then you should be trying to help me build courage to be the best me that I can be. And that's why I want to encourage my friends. And that's why I'm on here. I mean, being kind of vulnerable and naked before people, because I want people to understand that you're not alone. You're not alone in feeling like nobody cares about you. You're not alone with feeling like nobody really is concerned about what's going on in your life. You're not alone. I have a big family, very big family, and sometimes I feel alone. I could be at Walmart sometimes feeling alone. Thousands of people in the store feeling alone. But I'm just letting you know that you're not by yourself. So if you want a copy of the book, you can inbox me. I will get it to you. I'm definitely going to still send out cash apps, like I said, and I reach out to you randomly. Marcus, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you about like me. I don't mind being a giver, but I don't like accepting stuff. I don't like nobody giving me. I don't want nobody giving me nothing. I got to do better with that. I got to do better with that because sometimes I be hindering other people blessings that want to sow into me, and I be like, nah, I'm good. That's another pride thing because I told people I was vulnerable before and I needed help, and then when I told them I needed help, they helped me and told everybody to help me. If I wanted everybody to know that you helped me, I would have told everybody you helped me or put it on Front Street. So this is why people don't talk no more, because we're doing things for social media, which is really fantasy world. It's not reality. It's not reality. And that's why I'm being honest. This is my life. You know what I'm saying? This is my life. This is my life. So I said I was gonna be here 30 minutes. I actually went over. You know what I'm saying? Tia, Marcus, Keisha, Juanetta, everybody that engaged, thank you. You know what I'm saying, for doing that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, I don't like doing lives. I really don't, because I don't really like the spotlight to be on me. I wish we could do, a live where I could do like a real talk, you know what I'm saying, where it's just not on me. And I think I'm gonna set that up soon, you know what I'm saying? We could do like a real talk, where people can just talk about issues, because right now, I think right now we're not living a reality. We're not living reality. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just that on that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's time for some of us to come back to earth, because there's a lot of people that miss you on earth. Come back down. We need you. You know what I'm saying? Wow, Keisha. You know what I'm saying? That's deep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be married that long and to feel alone, not good. But if you go back and speak to your ex husband and really dug into him, and another thing that people need to have is the Holy Ghost, because some stuff people ain't gonna tell you, but the Holy Ghost will. And discernment. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain things like, with Tia, just for example, it's things I be going through and I be like, well, I ain't gonna even say nothing. Then I reveal it to her, she be like, I already knew. I was just waiting on you to say something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so even with some of my friends, I could do the same thing. Like, man, you seem off today, or they'll tell me I seem off, or you was in my spirit today. We got to stop looking at the I guess just looking at the outward appearance and the outward things and start looking deep because we got so many fine people out here. Fine, when I say fine, I mean like they're just beautiful. But if you notice, most of them are alone. They're bitter. They're mean. Why? Or they get in a relationship and they always in and out of relationships. You look at people like, Kim Kardashian, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful woman, but why is it that you always having problems with a man? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You got attractive men, you know what I'm saying, that are here. Why you always having problems with women? Why you been married 5 times? It don't make sense. Because they don't want to deal with the little person in them. There's two parts of you. It's kind of like with Jacob and Israel. It's two sides of you. And you got to go back and deal with that little boy in you or that little girl in you. How in the whole heaven and hell can you be a woman when you never mastered being a girl? How in the whole heaven and hell can you be a man when you never mastered being a boy? You're just gonna skip that. It's like going from the first grade to the 12th grade. You gonna miss a whole lot in between and gonna make a lot of mistakes because you just don't know. Ignorance is not bliss. I'll tell you that now. So we gotta take time out to date, court, get to know people. Yeah, Keisha, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But we got to take time out to get to know people, even in friendships. As soon as we see somebody inbox us on Facebook, or as soon as somebody sends a friend's request, we hollering, that's my friend. You don't even know that person. I got friends I call friends that I've been knowing for 20 plus years. And I still am learning things about them. So what I'm saying is you got to look deep before you leap in platonic or romantic relationships. And then in relationships, period. Like I say, when it comes to your job, your church, everybody because I have a lot of work friends. In my previous jobs, I had a lot of work friends. I mean, when I say a lot, I had a lot of work friends. But now that I don't work for that company anymore, our conversations are very mystical. They're very small. We very seldom talk, and some of us still friends on Facebook. We may pass a note here or there, but what I'm saying is we got to know who's on our team. And what I've learned now is I don't need a football stadium full of people to have them cheer for me to make me feel like I can win. The most important person that I got to understand that I can win, other than God, is myself. I can win, and everybody else that's cheering me on, that makes me want to go a little further. And we got to be able to be that to everybody, and not just want them to be that to us. Because again, being offended and rejected can make you selfish. Again, get the book, because I'm not gonna keep going, kind of giving it away. And it's an easy read. I mean, you could probably read it in 2 days. It's not a lengthy book. I didn't write no, dissertation about it, but I just kind of gave some personal experiences and just talked about my life. You know what I'm saying? And once I realized, even with the first book, there were some people that came to me and said, "Hey, when I read your book, it made me realize I too went through things and I blocked it and I hid it or I suppressed it." Yeah, it's time for us to start digging some of that old stuff up so we can move forward. Because some of this old stuff is why we can go so far like a dog on the chain. We can go only so far and then we get pulled back. No, it's time for us to break those chains of a bondage. And well, Tia, you read the first one that was messed up. I had to give you a copy of the second one. You might can finish that one in a day or two, because it's about 100 pages, so it's not a long book, and it's written in big print, so you don't have to strain your eyes to see it. But like I tell people, even with reading books, because like with Marcus' book, I had to read it, stop, take some of it in, just like reading the Bible. Because like they say about black people, especially, if you want to hide something, put it in the book because we can go read. We got to read with understanding. And so when I'm reading, even with Marcus' book, I had to read it, stop, meditate on it for a little bit so I can make sure I understood what he was saying. Sometimes we just read something, oh, I read it, that was a good book. No, you got to sit down and read and do some analyze things. Just like you do with the Bible. If you those that subscribe to the Bible, when you read the Bible, you don't just go from Genesis to Revelations in a couple of days. And see, I'm not throwing off on you when I say that. Please understand that. I'm just making a point. When we read, we got to read with understanding. So therefore, we can understand what the author is trying to say. We got to understand where the author is coming from, and then see what we can identify ourselves in there. You know what I'm saying? I talked about in the book how if you look at some of these main biblical people that we're talking about, like Peter and John the Baptist and David and Jacob, all them people, if you read there, you can see where all of them was rejected. Joseph, especially where he was, Jesus, especially where he was reading and where he was reading. Because I'm looking at what Tia said, but when he was rejected and offended, and how they responded to it. You know what I'm saying? How they responded. Your response to anything is what matters. A lot of us just react. We just, man, that's how I feel. You said something to me and I bust you in your mouth. But when you respond, you take a minute to think about, like, okay, you do all the cost, the loss and the cost benefit analysis. You start saying, okay, if I do this, will it cost me something? Or if I say that, could I lose something? Some of us, we just don't care. I'm going to say what I got to say because I'm me. No, some of you losing friends that really was your friends, but your mouth, Dante, have got you in trouble. Some of your family members don't even want to talk to you because of you. You, Mr. or Mrs. I don't care. Nah, you better start caring about something. And in 2021, the way this world is being shifted and shaped, you better have some people on your team. Because it's going to be very dangerous to be by yourself these days and times. And that's why I'm not falling for this narrative that they're trying to push to make me hate white people. I'm just being real. Yeah, I'm offended that this injustice is for black people. I am very upset about that. But I'm going to tell you this. What I'm not going to do is walk around here hating white people. I'm not doing it. Because I've had some white people that's been better than me than some of y'all niggeros. I'm just being real. I got some white people that will speak to me and talk to me where niggeros look at you won't even speak. But you supposed to be my brother, though. But you run around here, Black Lives Matter. Come on, let's do better. Let's stop being frauds. Let's be real. So that's what I'm saying is, so at the end of the day, I refuse to walk around here hating because I understand I cannot get to the gate and get inside the gates hating anybody or walking around with offense. And if you look up the word offense, it means scandalon. It means a trap. I refuse to walk around trapped. I'm not finna get used to this pain. I'm not finna get used to this. Like, well, that's just life, and I'm used to getting hurt, so I'm just used to it. So now I'm gonna sabotage everything so I can get that little adrenaline feeling of being hurt, so I can say I told you so. Who wins because you can say I told you so? Nobody wins. You got to be able to say, look, I want better. I want healthy relationships. I want a healthy life, and we can't get that by continuously going in the same circles and the same patterns that we've been in. And some of us don't want to own that, though. Some of us don't want to own it because we just so perfect that instead of Jesus being nailed to the cross, it should have been you. You never did nothing wrong. You never thought anything wrong. It's just, because you have fooled yourself, because you have numbed your pain so much to where you just so hyped on the fake reality that you live in. And you just say, I'm okay. Everything is wonderful. Everything is good. You a liar, and I want you to stay away from me. If you can't be honest about your stuff, if you can't be honest that I farted and it stank, if you can't honestly say, yeah, it was me, man, I had gas. I can respect you better when you just say I had gas instead of you, it wasn't me. Now you a liar, so I don't know how to trust you. Keep it a buck. Like I said, man, once I came out and told everybody, hey, yeah, I done been with dudes before, all the whispering stopped. All of it. And if they whispering, I don't hear it. But I know at one time everybody was whispering and say little stuff when I walk in the room and laugh. They don't do that now because I got out in front of it. Like, look, I'm going ahead and shut that down because I'm stronger than that now. Because back in the day, I would get mad or it felt like, you could hold something over my head. They ain't going to work no more. You know what I'm saying? So I put it out there on Front Street. So if I put it out there, then the story has been told. And one thing about me, I'm just real. I'm not going to try to make myself look better in the situation just to try to make myself look better. I'm not going to do that. If I was wrong and I did something that was butt nasty, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to sit here and just say, well, it was just them. Some of this was me. Even when I wrote in the book about my molestation, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off. Even when I wrote in the book about my molestation, I even talked about how my mind got so perverted so the sense, and perverted means to do the right thing the wrong way. But I had got so perverted to where my molester, I began to love my molester and when I say unhealthy way, I was loving my molester. Like I would get jealous when I would see certain things that my molester would do with other people. I would get jealous because I felt like even though what you was doing to me was wrong, I felt like you belong to me. And then I would start using power, trips. Like, well, you know what? If you don't do this, then I'm going to tell. I was beginning to do this blackmail thing, and then I began to want to do revenge and stuff. Man, I'm telling you, vengeance is the Lord's. Stop going around here slapping people, cutting people, cuss people out on Facebook. Like that's going to help you. It's not going to help you. Some people laugh at you when they see you cussing people out every day. One day you happy, next day you mad. Man, stop putting all your feelings on Facebook. I stop being emotional because I used to be that person. I had somebody tell me that, Dante, stop putting everything you feel and what you think on Facebook. Stop. Because people gonna think you crazy. But I was doing that from the pain. I just wanted somebody, can somebody please understand I'm going through pain? Instead of me saying, look, I'm hurting. Can y'all pray for me? Instead of me saying, I'm being challenged. Can you talk to me? And I did that last week. You know what I'm saying? I let go of pride and I reached out to my brother and I said, bro, man, I'm telling you, if you don't help me tonight, I'm going outside and I'm going to do something I ain't got no business. Because that's how heavy things were on me, and the devil was really putting it in my head, and that's why I got me a job now, because I was supposed to be working from home. I quit that job. I said, nah, I can't work from home. I need to get out the house. Being in the house 24/7. That's why this whole lockdown down thing, I'm praying that God release that real soon, because people being in the house to their own self is not good to be loved by yourself, especially a man. God says it's not good for man to be alone, ain't good for woman to be alone either, but it definitely good for man to be alone because the man is the leader, and if the leader is off, then everything that comes behind the leader is going to be off. So that's why I had to get me a job outside of the household where I can work, you know what I'm saying, with my hands and also be around other people. So I don't just have 24 hours of just being locked in the house. Because it will really make you mental, make you depressed. And so I don't want to be smiling and be a fraud because as soon as I get offline with y'all, I'm smiling and I'm happy. Then I get off and cry. That doesn't make sense. What you see right now is what I really feel right now. So again, if you want a copy of the book, inbox me. If you, I'm going to reach out to some people with the Cash App. I'm going to do that because people won't be thinking I'm lying, like I was just trying to bait people in to listen to me talk on live, which I'm really shy and I really don't want to do. And most people say, well, Dante, you ain't shy, because you do this, kind of effortlessly. You just talk. Yeah, I do that because I'm on the screen. Maybe if I was in person, I wouldn't be so, I don't know. Maybe again, I will. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really not scared to say what I need to say. But at the same time, I've been trying to spare other people's feelings because I don't want people upset with me. But I just understand sometimes the truth just going to be offensive. People go get offended by the truth. Some people go get offended. When people tell me, Dante, you need to lose weight, I'm offended. I can't believe you telling me I need to lose weight. And there's people that like it, so who cares about what you think? No, dude, you need to lose weight because you're unhealthy. You might be healthy in a sense where you're not going to just drop dead tomorrow, but if you keep going this direction, dude, you're going to be unhealthy. You're going to die. And maybe if somebody said it that way, I'll probably be able to accept it. It's all about delivery. But sometimes the truth right now, people are believing lies over truth. You can put the truth in people's face and they still would deny it. That ain't for real. That ain't where I'm at right now. If it's the truth, even if it cuts me, I want the truth. I want the truth, even if it hurts my feelings. At least I know you care enough to tell me the truth. Instead of lying to me, watching me go down in the hole what people was doing before. You know what I'm saying? Dante, just be yourself. How can I be myself when I didn't even know who in the heck I was? Dante, just be the real you. Be true to who you are. Oh, you only seeing me walk around here and just, hanging around with the clique and just being gay as a $2 bill or a $3 bill, whatever you want to call it. And people want to say be that. But I didn't even know who I was. So people wanted me to be who I was acting like I was. It's crazy. So we need to start doing a little bit more homework with people and start letting people be who they are, not what we see them being. Because every whore ain't a whore. She just became one, or he just became one. So I'm just saying. But it's been an hour. I'm about to get off. I will cash out random people. Keisha, I don't even think I've ever gave you a copy of the books, but I will make sure I get both of those to you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's that on that. I love you guys, man. I thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't shared, share, because like again, I want us to have a real talk. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do these more often. You know what I'm saying? But nobody ever give me some questions to talk about. I will say what you won't say. Inbox me some conversations or some topics. I'll talk about it because most of y'all want people think no more. I'm just like, man, hey, you gonna like me or love me or hate me or despise me. That's your choice. All of it's your choice. But as for me, I'm gonna choose to love you. I'm gonna choose to be there for you if I can. That's just me. So I'm out.